Hi guys, so third time's a charm with making this video. I'm back from Tokyo, and now I'm back home in Australia, and we're doing a video on Click. A lot of people have been enjoying him and requesting this video, so I invested into him, got him to I3, got him to I3 level 20, and have been playing around with him, and honestly, you guys were pretty right. He's not as strong as you'll expect from someone that's labeled as a DPS character, but he's great at debuffing, and he's great at helping your team sustain a little bit easier. So let's have a look at his kit. He has a great mechanic called Lens Cap. From Insight 1 at the beginning of every 2 rounds, he'll enter Lens Cap. Lens Cap is where he will take, if he's attacked by reality damage, the damage taken will be reduced by 50%, which is great. Insight 2 is damage taken minus 8% when the caster enters battle, and then this will stack with the 50% in general for the reality damage. And Insight 3, when the caster is in Lens Cap status, penetration rate is plus 30%, so that will just make sure you don't mix in with defense down, because that's basically the same thing, and you're just going to be double dipping and wasting reduction like negative stats. So but if you want your Click to do damage, he needs to be Insight 3, or else it'll be pretty lackluster. His first incantation, the Witness, it's a single target mental damage attack, and from level 2 and level 3 it's going to reduce the target's Moxie by 1 and 2 respectively, which is excellent for controlling especially more aggressive enemies. The Onlooker is his second incantation. It's a single target attack, and again from level 2 and level 3 it is going to inflict blind for 1 or 2 rounds. Blind is a negative status. It's damage bonus minus 30% when attacking one target, which is very helpful again for the aggressive enemies. Ultimate, a picture at a price. It's a group attack or a mass attack that at P5 deals 450% mental damage to all enemies and applies Lens Cap to your allies. Now it's not going to apply the penetration rate, but it's going to apply the reality damage, 50% reduction, which is really helpful for your team to survive easier. Let's have a look at portraits. Portrait 1, 3, and 5 are just increases to his ultimate damage. Portrait 2 and 4 are just damage buffs to his other incantations. Nothing too major, but if you like the character, I hope you can get him up higher, because it's just a bit more damage for him, but nothing that's going to change his playstyle, so please don't try to get a 5-star. It is ridiculous. There's no chance in this game. One thing to mention about Click is that due to the lens cap, really great. One thing with Click, due to his lens cap rotating basically one turn on, one turn off, that's how you're going to be wanting to play him. You're going to be looking at him as a sub DPS. You're going to want him to run with other characters that can deal equal amounts of damage, where they can damage one turn, then they take a rest, and then he can damage, and so on. And you're going to see that later on in the team ideas or showcase, I guess. Now let's have a look at his psychubes. At the moment, his best psychube is Brave New World. It will give him extra ultimate might, and then his next incantation will be plus 30%. This is at level 3. And otherwise, the only other one I could recommend is his Bound and Duty, which has Click as the poster child for it. It's a flat 12% damage buff, and when he defeats an enemy, he will regain some HP. There is an upcoming Psychube in 1.4, which we'll have a look at right now. And the upcoming Psychube for the second half of 1.4 will be Balance Please. At level 1, it will grant 6% up to 12% at level 5, extra damage dealt, and if the carrier is Spirit or intelligent, they will gain up to 24% increased damage, which is really great. The big kicker of this is that you have to not have the afflatus advantage, which is of course why this is mainly for spirit, and it's going to be great for Click. This first team showcase is with Click as a main DPS, Sonetto as the support and the general all-round supporter, and Decay as being the healer and also a support DPS as well. This team works really well together, honestly, because Decay's healing is like okay, but Sonetto offers damage down and so does Click, so they kind of pick up where Decay's healing can't really sustain in harder challenges. And Sonetto does pretty good damage as well and kind of works as a sub DPS. Like I said earlier, Click works best with sub DPS characters, even as like a hard carry. They do good. Click does good numbers, but can't be relied upon to be the only damage dealer in the team, or else you might run into some problems, especially in Limbo. But as you can see there, Click nailed it, 49% of the damage done. Our next team, this is a bit of a ooky spooky team. This is with no healer, but with a different type of sustain. Necrologist is here to buff with her ultimate and also to offer the revive, just in case. And Poltergeist is here as the taunt and sustain unit, while also doing a little bit of damage. But here, Click is doing the bulk amount of the damage as well. It's a really fun team to play. This might be my favorite team. It's not going to work in Limbo 6 or Limbo 5, but it's going to carry you through all the story and most modes of this game. I think Necrologist is really underrated, honestly. I just got it at R8 and quite surprised with how useful and universal she is. I mean, of course, as well here you could use someone like Pickles, but Pickles doesn't offer the revive, so that's a win for the 5 stars. I just find like 5 stars are a lot more fun. 6 stars they're too easy to make strong. 5 stars you really have to work for it. Also, the other thing with Poltergeist is Poltergeist offers the defense down, which doesn't really help Click, but it does help Necrologist squeeze out a little bit more damage. But as you can see there, 67% by Click. The next team, this is a dual carry with another spirit DPS. So this is A Knight doing most of the damage, with Click doing some support. But A Knight has this fantastic thing with his ultimate, where he will give 50% damage dealt for the next attack for his allies. So it really helps like kind of buff Click. And again, all of these showcases and all of these teams, by the way, they are trying to be one turn on Click, one cycle off. Like I said earlier, that's how Click works best. And that's why duo DPS works really well with him. And Decay is just all around great healer. Well, not great healer, good damage dealing healer, I guess. This next team is an example of Click being a kind of a neutral, because Spirit could be seen as a neutral element, as a neutral support for Pickles. Pickles, that is a mandatory one turn on, one turn off type of character. And this is him, Click, that is, being a neutral support for a mineral team. You could substitute Pickles for Eternity, you could substitute Pickles for, honestly, even Sonetto if you don't have Pickles. But Balloon Party's here just to do a bit of damage and offer some great healing, and then also sustain. There's like that new mains event that's going on, the new endgame content, and Balloon Party has been so incredibly helpful in that. And if you've not leveled your Balloon Party, it's time to like get into her, because she's so good. And yeah, as you can see, Click and Pickles 40% dual carry, doing really well so far, I think. Good job, Click. This next team is Click being a neutral support for a beast team. This time Dali Clatter is here, because Dali Clatter, big fan, big fan of that horse with 2 wheels. Them, whatever. Dalek Clutter is great. Does a little bit of healing and can buff 35%, I think, damage dealt, which is great for the carry. In this example, I use Pavia because he's self-sustaining. You could use anyone, really. You could use Sweetheart if you want. You could use Melania if you've got her. I don't have her, so I used Pavia. But this team works really well, and surprisingly, Click can really hold his own, especially with the damage. As you can see, he outdid the DPS there. So again, this is Click doing mid-range content. He's not going to be able to solo DPS the end of Limbo, but he's a great utility unit and a good supporter. This last team is as a star support. This is using Voyager as a bit of a extra second line of defense with her sturdiness, and then of course Tooth Fairy being the amazing healer that she is and supporting unit. With one thing I don't cover is resonance with Click. Click should not be built for crit, by the way, and Voyager and Tooth Fairy love crit teammates, so this might not be the best team, but I did find it really fun and incredibly comfortable to play. Click's resonance mainly just goes into attack and to self-sustaining, so this team just was really comfortable to play and still surprisingly strong, especially thanks to Voyager and Click being Click. Now, overall, those would be my teams. I'd love to hear what you guys use with Click, because I love the character's story. I like the art, and I like just the styling of this character and how their kit works. I like 5 stars with a unique mechanic, and his is incredibly niche, but really helpful. And honestly, if you are in need of a sub DPS for any of these teams, maybe have a look into investing into your Click, or if you like the character. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, let me know what teams you're running with Click, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know who we should do next. And now I'm going to finish editing and get some rest. Alright, bye bye guys, see you in the next one.